One experience I actually remember at that stage where we were actually standing in a queue to get our papers. A soldier put a gun to my brother's head because he wanted to stop everybody rushing into the building because it was raining outside. And I was actually scared that he was going to shoot my brother. So that really stuck to me, that all we were doing was getting our papers together so we can leave. So we knew that Britain would be upset about it, and we are the ones who are going to pay for it. There were loads of things that happened. Then we saw adverts in the Ugandan papers asking Asians not to come to Leicester. Oxford College had a little newspaper, and in the newspaper there was an article which says, are we going to share our sunshine with the wolves? And that really upset a lot of us, and some of us decided to actually confront the person who wrote it, and then the head teacher or the head of the college actually intervened, but they never withdrew that article. It was still published. So that's the kind of experience we really had. So we were going there, we were queuing, everybody was paying by money and we were paying by tickets. So those are the things that I actually remember, and I don't think Britain needed to do that kind of thing to us. I don't think we deserved that kind of treatment, right? But that's how we were treated. Now during the holidays we were working. So like I used to work for Imperial Typewriters, and I don't know if the history of Imperial Typewriters. Imperial Typewriters had a culture where if you didn't do what the bosses wanted, they actually slapped you. And Imperial Typewriters was one of the places where a large proportion of people who worked were actually Asian. One interesting experience that happened in the camp was that we stayed there for a day or so, and then my uncle, who had immigrated from Tanzania to UK, came to the camp, and he collected my mom and said, oh, you can't stay here, I will help you out, etc. So she then went with him, trusted him, and I think within 3 to 4 months, basically, their family just could not manage the stress of actually looking after my mom and so on, and they kicked my mom out. This is how we ended up in rented accommodation. A lot of people also hung around in the camp. So what happened was there was actually a gang culture that evolved in the camp. And if you didn't belong to the gang, you really had to watch out, because the gang could bully you, they could do things. And there were loads of little squabbles and arguments, primarily around, I would say, girls, I would say. So if a gang member thought you were looking at a girl in a particular way, they would attack you. So there was that kind of culture in the camp as well, which was fairly negative. I saw some fights where people were, one guy was actually beaten with an iron rod and had to be hospitalized. So, but apart from that, the camp life was okay, because it was just a place where, we came every evening. We had our meals and so on, and we actually studied, we did our homework and so on, and next day we went to college. And every day we just used to do things like that.